early morning about 8 o'clock, all packed to go on our Yellowstone family trip. My breathing's feeling a little bit tight though. That's got me a little bit concerned, and I only have one extra backup inhaler with me this time. Hopefully it should be okay though. I just gotta be careful with what I eat or don't eat. And I do better with that on trips where I don't have a lot of options, so I kind of just stick to my powder. First leg of our trip made it to Death Valley. So I'm really excited about this trip. It's been almost 6 months since my epic Europe trip. This time I feel a lot more confident about taking this 6-day road trip, going through 6 states, maybe even 7, might even go through a little bit of Colorado, I don't know yet. So I haven't had Burger King in a long while now, both because, well, McDonald's my safe food, and there just hasn't been any Burger Kings left open close to where I live. It looks like Burger King is only surviving here in the middle of nowhere. So the Whopper went down pretty well. I was just trying to see if my body starts to react to it once it's in my stomach. Look at that, ginormous solar panels. Made it to Cedar City in Utah. I took a nice long nap. So I only had about an hour of sleep last night and about 3 hours of sleep the night before. This morning I was not very awake when I started driving. I was getting a little bit drowsy during those long stretches through the desert where it was like really straight, really fast. So what I always do when I get a little tired on the freeway and like having a hard time concentrating is I switch lanes and I try to find something that challenges myself, like, you know, passing certain cars, not in a dangerous way, you know, slowing down behind somebody and then speeding up again. And then my parents woke up in the car and they started talking to me, so that was a little bit easier to keep going. But just look at how dark it is under my eyes. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm still really exhausted. So my chest still feels a bit tight, and I feel like I need to take another rescue inhaler puff, which is not good. I was trying to just stick to just taking one puff of this a day. Getting chilly up in the Rockies here. It's 9:30. We finally made it to Provo, where we stayed for the night, and trying to get some dinner at Texas Roadhouse. You know, steak and potatoes is my safe foods, so here we go. Oh, hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
3.
3? Is
Yeah.
everybody here?
Yes, they're just coming in. Yeah. I'll end with the story tonight about why this road trip from LA to Utah is such a big deal for my mom and I. So in October 2006, I was in my worst condition ever. I was basically on my deathbed, and my skin had basically all rotted off, and there was really no hope for me, and doctors had all given up. Great start to the story, right? So my mom and I woke up at 4 or 5 in the morning to try to make it to my friend Julia's Miss Utah USA competition at, I think it was like 8 o'clock that same evening. And so we drove through what we did today, the same route, but we did it all and a little bit more in under 11 or 10 and a half hours. We were busting 90 miles an hour the whole time, trying to make it to Salt Lake City on time, where the Miss Utah USA pageant was held. And the other crazy thing was my sister, who was going to University of Washington in St. Louis, she actually flew out from St. Louis to Salt Lake International to meet up with us and try to see me, because she was really concerned about me at that time, and also thought it would be a fun thing for us to do as a family. Honestly, also at the time, I think she just didn't know how much longer I would be around, just because of how bad my condition was. We picked up my sister at about 6:30 or 7, and then drove like crazy over to the University of Utah. There was a stadium or something there where this event was held. And that was the first time I got to meet my friend Julia, even though we had been talking for a long time over the phone, and get to meet her family and her mom and her sister and her brother-in-law, Cody, who are all now one of my best friends ever. And so this whole time on this 11-hour drive up, my mom and I were saying to ourselves, what are we doing? Why are we, driving 11 hours to meet some people that we've never met? And I was, super sick and could barely even sit, just because there's so many wounds and everything. My skin was leaking, and I only had this little tiny speck of solid skin on my tailbone that I basically sat on for that 11 straight hours, and I had all these bandages and cotton to kind of fill the open skin all around my neck, so I didn't really have any skin on my neck to stand, and I had to try to cover that up. And that's why we didn't fly. We had to drive, just because I don't think the TSA would have let us on the plane. So to make a long story short, what ended up happening was Julia's dad was the one who introduced me to my doctors at the University of Utah, who figured out what my disease was, and not only that, figured out which medications which should keep it under control. Obviously, you guys know that I haven't found a cure yet, but these doctors have given me a life that which allowed me to do so many amazing things in the last 8 or 9 years after seriously working with them. So that's kind of what came out of doing something reckless and insane, and didn't really make sense.